Okay, so I put together this little tape. It's really kind of more of a morning practice, like in your home. You can do parts of it or all of it, so you can watch through it and then see like what you want to use of it. There is a meditation at the end, along with the shavasana, so I highly recommend those parts. When you first wake up, you might want to just kind of do some of the beginning stuff, the cat-cows, maybe the stuff with the strap. Or if you would like to get your heart going, then you'll want to do some of the sun salutations. So that's where we're actually going into more of a, what's called a vinyasa flow, which is linking every breath to every movement. So inhalation is always expansion, exhalation is always coming back in. It's important when you start a practice to always create an intention for your practice. So intention could be letting go, it could be world peace, it can be anything you want. It can just be, I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. It can be love, sometimes. Okay, and one last thing. I do play Amazing Grace, and that's my sister. She sang a cappella for me. It was beautiful. Okay, anyway, bye. She was 15 when she did it. Okay, I'm going to try to give you a quick class just for when you wake up. So hopefully I'm recording this correctly. So when you wake up, get your yoga mat. First thing you want to do is you're going to want to have a strap. And you can just use like a, this is just a rope thing. So use a thing from a rope, okay? All right, so first thing, I have to play music. All right, so you want to spread your fingers, take your knees, take them about hip-width distance apart. You're going to come onto all fours, right? Make sure that you're drawing your elbows in, not locking the elbows, right? And you want to have your back being completely straight. Then on the inhalation, let your belly drop down, press your heart and chest forward, lifting your neck. That's 2 good. And as you exhale, you want to round out like a cat. So breathing in, inhale. As you breathe out, exhale. Be sure you're pressing down with your index finger and your thumb, pressing into the mat, palming the mat like it's a basketball. Breathing in, heart reaches forward. Breathing out, draw your belly into your spine. And then just start to move it organically, right? So you can start to wag your tail, moving your hips from side to side. And you're really just thinking about lengthening in the spine. From there, you're going to inhale, draw your right foot back. And what you want to make sure of is that your heel is pointed straight down. So you want to be a nice straight line. Pulling your belly in. Make sure that your belly is drawing in towards your spine. Reach the top of your head forward. You can stay there, or if you'd like to reach opposite arm, lengthening. This is all core power as well as back strengthening. Breathe in, lengthen. If you want to add some abs, you can always bring your knee in, rounding out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw in. Opposite leg. Inhale. When you're ready, lengthen. Again, you can add the abs. So you want to do these about 3-4 reps each. And come back to center. Anytime you start your practice, you want to start with an intention. So you want to also have your knees about as wide as your mat. Bring your toes together. If you can come back, bringing your heels all the way to your butt, right? If that doesn't work, put a pillow or something under there so that if it's too tight, so that you can lengthen all the way forward, right? So you want to lengthen forward. I don't know if I can be seen from here. Uh-oh. I'll scooch back. Inhale. And on your exhalation, I want you to reach your right arm longer than your left. So you're lengthening in the side body, drawing your sits bones back, side body extends forward. Walking your hands the other direction. Same thing. Set a little intention, whatever your intention is for your practice. Slowly walk your hands, or your feet, up to your hands. Okay? And you want to start with your knees bent. So keeping the knees bent, coming forward, letting your heart reach forward. You want to see if you can get your chest as close to your thighs. Now your legs won't be straight yet, but we're lengthening forward, coming into a forward fold, opposite arms grab onto one another. Spreading your toes, press the outsides of your feet into the mat. Inhale, tailbone lengthens. As you exhale, heart softens. Allowing the weight to come into the fronts of the feet. If you want to start to kind of sway side to side, you can. Again, your hamstrings don't have to be straight. They can be completely bent, however you need to. Taking your right hand, placing it right in front. You want to get a nice flat back. Inhale, scoop your belly in. Exhale, reach your left hand up, but palms should be facing away from you. So it's a nice straight line. Going on both sides. This is a nice twist to do in the morning. Get all the things moving around in there. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, exhale. If you want to hook your hands behind your back, you can do that as well. Inhale, and as you exhale, just letting your hands come all the way forward. Releasing your hands. As you start to rise up, you want to roll up, pressing outsides of the feet down, starting at the base of the spine. Inhale, bringing your hands to heart center, and you can start your sun salutations. Okay, so I moved the camera wrong. Okay. So from here, breathing in, hands are at your heart center again, spreading your toes, pressing your outsides of your feet into the mat. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up as high as you can. As you exhale, reach your arms to the side and let your heart lead forward. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Again, you can bend your knees as you come down. I'm going to go sideways so you can actually see a sun salutation here. Maybe. I don't know. All right. So, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, lengthen forward. All the way down. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Notice your back is straight. Your knees can be bent. That's fine. You can have your back still be straight. Inhale. As you exhale, take your right foot back. You want to make sure that your knee is not going in front of your ankle. Okay. So as you come into a low lunge, breathing in, let your hips sink forward. As you breathe out, see if you can begin to lengthen and fold, bend at the elbows. Inhale, lunge. No, it's not a person, it's the music. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Exhale. Stop. Okay, we have company. Am I recording? I can't tell. Yes. So I came forward, right leg is back, low lunge. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Again, you want to do that about 3 times. After the 3rd time, inhale, and on your exhalation, bring your back foot up to meet your front foot. Come into a forward fold. Again, knees can be bent. From here, extending your arms straight out in front of you. See if you can bring them nice and even. Inhale, draw your belly in, and lift your heart. Exhale, bringing the hands through the heart center, grounding down into the earth. Inhale, coming onto the other side. As you exhale, lengthen, reach your heart forward, 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 forward. Belly draws in. Inhale, heart lifts up. This time on your exhalation, left foot comes back, low lunge. Same thing. Again, knee, making sure that the knee is not going in front of your ankle. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, lengthen forward and fold. Breathing in. Lunge, breathing out, lengthen. Inhale, lunge, and as you exhale, bringing back foot up to meet the front foot, forward fold. Changing it here. Inhale, this time you're going to squat your butt down like you're sitting in a chair, right? Scooping your arms up, belly draws in, tailbone reaches straight down. You want a nice flat back. Go ahead and hook your thumbs like you're pulling your arms apart. So you want to begin to pull apart, but draw your shoulders down your back. Breathe in, weight is in the heels. Sink a little bit deeper. Inhale. As you exhale, let your heart come forward. Rest on your thighs, 90 degrees as much as you can, and reach your arms straight back. Palms are facing up. Spread your fingers and reach your heart all the way forward. Breathe in for 3, 2, spreading your toes. And 1. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lengthen forward and fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Again, you can have your knees bent as you lift up halfway on that breath. On the exhalation, coming back all the way to a push-up position. Making sure that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Okay, so make sure you can see. Reaching the crown of your head forward, and your feet are reaching straight back. Breathe in, roll those elbows in. On your exhalation, you're going to lower down first knees, chest, and chin. Then inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, coming into your first downward facing dog. So for the first downward dog, you really want to bend those knees. Keep your knees bent. Tailbone reaches up, heart reaches down, pressing down with index finger and thumb, not looking side to side like I am. Inhale, every time your tailbone reaches up, as you breathe in, as you exhale, you soften. And you can hold that for as long as you want, really. I like to try to hold my first downward dog. They say walk the dog, right? So walking the dog is just kind of stretching it out, bending one leg, then the other. And then when you're ready, you're going to come into a lengthening pose. So inhale, you reach your right foot up. As you do that, you don't want to like try to go real high. You're just trying to go for length. Think about growing your spine, right? So creating space between each disc. Point your pinky toe down. Inhale, lift a little longer. And as you exhale, you start to see if you can just roll your right hip on top of your left, letting your leg bend. Right? Your gaze is underneath your armpit. Inhale, you can even make some circles. Just really starting to open up your hip, which gets real tight. Inhale, lengthen. Squaring your hips back up. As you exhale, you're going to bring it into a low lunge. If your foot doesn't come all the way to the top of the mat, literally pick up your ankle and move it there. Then, rolling your back foot flat, right? You're going to press the outsides of the feet down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, or Warrior 1, or Wounded Warrior, whatever you want to call it. You're sinking into the front thigh, pressing the outside foot back. Left hip is drawing forward, right hip is drawing back. Belly is drawing in, tailbone reaches down, heart reaches forward. Inhale, arms rise. This is Virabhadrasana 1. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to switch sides so you can actually see me go into the next pose. Rolling back, ankle down. Again, when I'm on the other side, right hip is pulling forward, left hip is pulling back. Inhale. Maybe hold this for 3 breaths. And on the 3rd breath, take another big inhale, lengthen. As you exhale this time, you're going to open up your hips. So foot is still pressing back, but opening your hips this way. As you sink down, you want to see if you can rotate your inner thigh up, pressing your tailbone down, right? And then begin to move that knee towards your pinky toe with each breath. Staying nice and straight and aligned. Inhale, arms come out to the sides. And so these are like swords, right? So these are supposed to be your swords to slice through perception, right? Or illusion. Inhale, sink a little bit deeper. Take your gaze. We call it a drishti gaze. It's what yogis use for balance. It's when we focus so intently on one spot. So gaze over your middle finger. Then after about 3 breaths, inhale, turning your palm up. And as you exhale, just releasing your hand. It's literally just going to come resting right on your back, okay? So as you release that hand, you're going to lengthen up. Draw your arm all the way to your ear. Sink a little deeper. Inhale, coming arms straight, reaching your opposite hip to the back of your mat. Lengthen, reach as far, 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 far forward as you can. When it's too tight here in the hamstrings or wherever it is, just release your hand where it naturally goes. Extending opposite arm, you're going to come up. This is called Trikonasana. Now this hip is moving to the back. The crown of the head is reaching forward. The rest of us is reaching long. So really being pulled in different directions. Breathe in.
sinking your front thigh up to 90 degrees, release your palm just right on your arm, right onto your thigh. Again, move that hip back, sink down as deep as you can go, right? Inhale, arm reaches up first, then lengthens over. Okay. This is where you can start practicing reaching that arm behind, seeing how far you can get it. You know, eventually you come into binds, right? And there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do with that. Inhale. On your exhalation, coming back into Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2. Again, checking your alignment, seeing your arms. Then you're going to spiral your hands down. Inhale and bring that back front foot back into your push-up position. Again, you can lower down, knees, chest, chin, or if you want to come into Chaturanga, just keep those elbows in, lower down, chest almost hits the ground, right? And inhale, come forward. Now, people always mess up that pose because they crunch their lower back, right? So they come in and they're like, and just drop their hips. Not what you want to do. We're drawing in, you're reaching your heart forward, tailbone reaches back, right? And your thighs, if you are in Chaturanga, or coming into upward facing dog, your thighs aren't even touching the ground. There should be space there. Inhale, and as you exhale, scoop that belly all the way in, pressing the tailbone to the sky, downward facing dog. And then you do the same thing on the other side, right? Lengthen, open, reach, inhale, coming all the way forward, rolling back foot flat, arms rise, Virabhadrasana 1, opening up. Again, staying in these poses for like 3 breaths. Virabhadrasana 2, front palm turns over, reverse warrior, inhale, releasing front thigh, arm on thigh, reach up first, then over, opening up, open your heart, inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, spiraling your hands down, lowering down, Chaturanga. Now you can add push-ups here too. If you want to add like 3 push-ups, it's a great strengthening. Lower down, inhale, come all the way forward, exhale, downward facing dog. Gazing to the front of the mat, walk your feet all the way forward, come back into your forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way forward. Once again, lengthen, reach, 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 reach. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise, squat down, and back into your, this is called Utkatasana, right? Seated thunderbolt. Reaching up. Sit back a little deeper into your heels. Inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and lower all the way down. Chest comes down. Tell everybody you're getting ready for skiing here. Draw shoulders back. So shoulders really, you don't want your shoulders hitching forward. You really want to pull the shoulders back. Lengthen, reach your head all the way forward. Now you can come into twists in these poses too. So maybe just coming back into the regular Chaturanga, right? So not so low. Bringing your hands to your heart center. You want to make sure that your knees are even, because as soon as you start to twist, your right or left knee will try to come forward. Draw it back, pull your hips back. Reaching over, you're going to take opposite elbow to opposite knee. Scoop belly in. Now my right knee wants to come forward, right? So when I draw it back, hands come to the heart center. Your knees should be even. And I want to straighten my back, pressing up. You can also make a fist, placing your hand there so you can actually push yourself up. Now, notice my head is never below my heart. Don't do that. Keep your head lengthened. Coming back to center, and then opposite side. Woo. Couple of balancing poses. Again, keeping that drishti gaze, so picking one spot, something to not to veer from. You want to look at one spot, something that's not moving. And we'll just start with a simple balance pose. Drawing shoulders down the back. This is called Tadasana, right? Outsides of the feet are pressing in. Inner thighs start to roll forward, tailbone reaches down, belly draws in, heart is lifting. Shoulders pull away, long necks, top of the head reaches. Tadasana. Inhale, gazing forward at one spot, starting maybe with your right foot. You just want to start to kind of begin to lift weight off. Maybe you just place it down low, right? You can also begin to lift that knee a little wider. Never press right on your knee. So this is tree pose, a pose to help overcome fear. What's most important throughout everything you do is that you breathe. Which while I'm talking, I'm not breathing so much. So breathe. Breathing in, expansion. Breathing out, letting go. If you want to float your hands up, you can. If you want to come into a more challenging pose, you can slide your foot across. Keep your foot flexed, right? So you want to keep that foot flexed. Then coming down into like Utkatasana on one leg. Oh, losing my balance there. You want to squat back. Hands are still at the heart center. You bring one elbow to one knee, one elbow to one ankle. Coming forward, really deep hip opener here. And release. Okay. If you have any of this like upper back pain kind of in here, a really good pose for that is eagle. So even if you can't take eagle full pose, you can always take at least with your arms, okay? So you're squatting down, coming into halfway. You're going to take your arms, reaching them out to the sides. Then you take first, right arm comes under the left. Then bringing both hands up, you're going to clasp your hands together. So they're like in a prayer pose, right? So from here, see if you can bring your thumbs towards your third eye, that center point. Then inhale, lift your elbows up. And as you exhale, you start to press your hands away from your heart. You get this beautiful stretch along the whole upper side of your back. Let's go so much tension. Just be sure that you do it on both sides, right? So then coming in, you're going to take left arm under right, because you don't want to be uneven. No, thank you. Inhale. And as you exhale, once again, pressing those hands away, elbows rise up. And then always shake it out. All right. Another great pose is, we call it goddess pose. Stop it! So taking your feet nice and wide, like you're coming into a plie, right? That should be comfortable for you, Laura. And inhale, arms rise up. As you exhale, you want to see if you can just begin to sink down into this.